Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the indicator store of the series Do It Yourself. And today we are going to review a question that I got several times on the comments. And the idea is how to use an order no market, a non-market order like a limit or a stop. For example, here we have two exponential moving average, and when we have a crossover, instead of entering at market, where the filter is more or less here, at the close of the red bar, or this crossover to the upside, and we may get a fill near the red or the green bar. What if we try to use a limit entry order? For example, placed on the red line, and we get a fill more or less here. There's one thing that we must take into account. Let's create a strategy first. We go to builder, because the only difference is that when we place a non-market order and an entry with a limit or with a stop order, if we don't get a fill at the following bar, we need to refresh that order. Because if at the following bar we don't refresh the order gets cancelled. So let's create a strategy, and the name for the strategy maybe with entry limit. And here we have two exponential moving average with two periods. So we need parameters for the targets, the stops. So we have a target, a stop, let's use a fast period. On this case it is 17 and the other is 34. So 17 for the fast and period slow 34. And now how can we create the signals? Well, we have two EMAs. When we have a cross above or a cross below, we have a signal. Very simple. So when the indicator EMA with a period defined by the parameter period fast crosses above another exponential moving average EMA, but with a different period slow. When the period fast crosses above the period slow exponential moving average, we can also let the strategy to paint the lines. It can be color red, and the slow, if we wanted to paint it, it can be blue. So when that happens, when we have a crossover, then we place an order. But by now, let's just paint a signal. Paint the background in a color bluish, something like that. And how are the shorts? We can duplicate this tab, because the only thing that we need to change is the cross. Instead of a cross above, it's a cross below. And here we can change the color, like something like that, an orange color. We compile, and then we can check if the signals are okay. Usually I always start by painting signals instead of placing orders, because so I check that the signal is real, is correct where I want to place an order. So let's add the strategy to the chart. The name was with limit entry or entry limit. here with entry limit. We target stop, period fast and period slow, enable, and we can see that we get the signals. Here we have an uptrend long signal. Where is the fill? The fill is at the close of the bar with the signal, more or less here. This one, where is the fill? Near the close of the red bar. Same here. Where is the fill? Near the close of the green bar at the top. So this is a loser, obviously. It will be a very good idea to place a limit at the red line, so we get an instant fill on this example. Now, let's see what happens, because now the following step is adding orders. If I place an enter long, where we paint in blue, enter long, then we will get fills where I was commenting before, no? And an enter short. But now we need to place targets and stops. A target in ticks, where the profit is defined by a parameter, and a stop in ticks defined by the parameter stop. Okay, compile, and let's see what happens. Now it should place orders with the fields at the places I was commenting before, at the close of the bar with the signal. Enable, and there we have it. Okay, the fill is at the close of the green bar. We have a stop because the target and the stop are too small, only 10 ticks. Here we have a short, and there was enough space to get a target on that wick of the green bar. But it will be much better if we get a fill at the red line. And here the entry is, of course, at the top of the move, so this is a loser. Now, I want to have an entry at the red line. So the common mistake is replacing the order by an enter long with a limit order. So enter long with a limit order. The limit order has a price, the entry price, where I want my fill. And I want my fill at the red line. The red line is the indicator EMA. Maybe the most appropriate way to do this is to create a data series where we store the value of the EMA, because we are using the EMA several times, no? But this is for a more advanced course. So let's call again the EMA with the period fast, the red line. Okay, okay, and okay. So we place an enter long with a limit order at the red line. And for shorts, exactly the same. Enter short with a limit order, and again we need to place the limit, the EMA, etc. If we store the EMA on a data series, then we only need to place the name of that data series on everywhere. Each time we need to refer to the EMA. Now, what's the problem with this? It is still painting. When we have a signal, it is painting the background, okay? But it is also placing an order. But we don't know. We not always get an order. Let's compile and see what happens. Okay. Refresh, disable and enable. And now we can see that the first example, after the signal, we get a perfect fill at the red line. That's okay because the entry is at the following bar. But what happens here? It is painting the background. That means it is also placing an order, but the order is not getting a fill because at the following bar we are not touching the red line. Same here. We are placing a limit order, but we don't get a fill. And after the following bar, then the order gets cancelled. So what can we do? Instead of placing the order on the same place where we have the signal, those orders need to be refreshed. So we need to use a variable. So let's go back one step. Below the input parameters, we have variables. And we need a variable for the longs and another variable for the shorts. Now, we can use the variable go long, for example. Now, what type of variable? That depends on the logic or what we want to do, because if at the signal we already know where I want to place the order, and that never changes because it is a fixed price. So when we get this signal, I want to place an order here, and that could be a double variable where I store the entry price. But this is not the case, because I am calculating the entry price each bar. So this could be just a boolean that indicates true false. I am interested or not interested in placing a long order. The same for the short. So we create a boolean variable, go short, with default values of false. Okay? Now, when I have a signal, when I have the intention to place an order, instead of placing the orders, I just set my variable go long to true. Okay? And on another tab, we place the order. So I need to copy that order and remove it from here. I don't know why it is removing the incorrect row. So go long is true and the entry limit is on another tab. So okay, the order is not saved also on the clipboard. No worries. So when the variable go long is true, okay, if the user variable go long is miscellaneous true, then I place my order, my enter long with a limit order. That on the first example here, this is true, okay, because I have a cross, I set go long to true, and at the following bar, go long is true, and I place an order, enter long with a limit order where the price is the indicator EMA. EMA with the period fast, etc. Okay. But what happens here? Okay, let's go bar by bar. I have a cross, so I paint the background. I set the variable go long equal to true. Immediately, go long is true, so I place the order. The order is placed here at the red line, but it is not getting a fill. Next bar. Do I have a crossover? No, I don't have more crossovers. So I don't paint the background, but go long is still true. Okay? And when I go to the tab number 3, go long is true. And this is another problem. When I am going to reset that variable, because if not, it is always placing an enter long limit. Anyway, go long is true, so I place an enter long. And so bar by bar until I get a fill. Okay? So at some time, if I am long, then I need to reset this variable. If not, it is always placing an enter long limit. So on another tab, I check if I am long. So if the miscellaneous, strategy market position, current market position, if the strategy current market position here is equal to market position long, strategy market position long. So if I am long, then I am already long. I don't want to place an order. So I reset the variable go long. So go long is false. Okay? And now for the shorts, exactly the same. Where I have the cross, I remove the enter short and I only set the variable go short equal to true. Okay? Then on another tab, I check if that variable go short is equal to true. Miscellaneous true. Okay? And if this is true, then I place my order. That it should be on the clipboard. Yes, it is on the clipboard. And now at some time go short must be reset. So another tab and I check if I am short. If the strategy current market position is equal to the strategy market position short, then I reset the variable go short is now false. Okay? So it is a little more complicated. Instead of only two tabs, one to detect the long, another to detect the short, I have 4 extra tabs. One to place the order to enter long, another to place the order to enter short, and 2 extra tabs to detect if I am already long or I am already short. Let's compile and see how it works. And now refresh. And we can see that here the first signal is exactly the same, because at the following bar we have a fill. Perfect. Now here on the short we place the order. At the following bar I don't get a fill. I place the order again until I get a fill and a target. Same here, I have an order, we don't get a fill, and 2 bars after I get this fill and a target. Okay? So it is a little more complicated. It is possible, but it is just a little more complicated. Instead of 2 tabs, we need 4 extra tabs. Okay? 2 to place the orders and another 2 to reset the orders. When I am already long, I don't want to keep placing entry long orders. And even more, it could be even more complicated because this setup is waiting forever for a fill. Maybe, let's say that the market rockets to the upside. I don't want to keep placing orders bar after bar after bar. Let me see if I can find an example. If I don't get a fill here, for example, or maybe here, this is a good example. I have a crossover to the downside. We try to place limit orders at the red line, but they are not touched. The market keeps going down, until here we have a fill. But this is too late. The market is on a different place. So we need to add something else, like for example a counter. How many bars I wait for a fill since the signal to be interested in entering short. If, for example, if you are using markers, on markers you have that option. The default entry on markers is at market. It is on the entry type orders here. The default is market. So we get an instant fill. But what happens if I want to enter with a limit order? For example, a limit placed at the close minus 4 ticks with a limit order. So how many bars I wait for a fill? Forever? No. I wait for entry orders bars live. So I wait 4 bars for a fill. If I place a really big number, it waits forever. But if I place 1, then I need a fill at the following bar. Now, to do this on Builder, we need to add a counter. Maybe this is some of the things that we saw on the training sessions. If you're interested, you can log into the chat room. The instructions are on the on the description of this video. The access is free. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.